I so for those of you who I haven't met, my name is Jona, and I've been a longtime student and friend of John's since he was my college professor um, back in the 90s. We haven't changed a bit, John and I physically haven't changed a bit. Um, so I teach meditation now full time, and it has taken various forms. I've been doing it full time since 2010. And the current iteration is working with professional athletes as a performance coach or mental conditioning coach. But really, the heart of that is teaching them meditation or me being in practice while with them, holding them in this way so that their limiting beliefs can be, we can both see beyond their limiting beliefs about themselves, about their teammates, about the world. Um, and over the years, when I've taught meditation in various settings, always SCT practices, I was fortunate that meeting John was of great fortune, and these practices resonated with me, and I really haven't felt a need to try too many others. So what I will say in like drop-in type meditation classes, and even ones where folks have been coming to me for a while, is please bring your whole self. And I see this in meditation studios and groups where we tend to leave behind. There's like this unspoken something that tells us that we're supposed to leave behind what's going on in our life when we show up to the meditation group, that we're supposed to leave behind any of our shortcomings or insecurities or anxiety that we might be feeling, or just whatever is like ripe for us. It's gotten better recently over the years because more teachers are calling this out. But I'm bringing this up now because of Don's sharing. You know, Don, thank you for bringing your whole self. It empowers all of us to do the same. And it also empowers us to be in practice with what is here, what is real. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I have this saying, like, get real, you know, because with the athletes, I can't, like, in the beginning at least, use a lot of Buddhist words because they just aren't familiar with them. But they know what I mean when I say get real. Like, you have to get real. You have to be at the professional level. It's about being so honest. There's so many things that I love about being in professional sports, but it calls for everyone to be completely honest about what's here and what's going on, because you simply can't get the results that you want if you're not completely honest about what is happening or what has happened or how to make corrections or what needs to be done. So I'm kind of tough on people, and I don't look it because I'm not a very large person compared to these guys who are like 6'6" and over 200 pounds. But I walk in my little self and I tell them, okay, we got to get real. We have to be real about what's here, the good and the bad and the in between, and who we are in this moment. And also, you know, who other people are in this moment. What we see from them with our kind eyes, our truest eyes. I'm going to drop a little something in the chat. Kind of a couple of stories, kind of an example about Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche. And from Mathieu Ricard's book, he recalls that Rinpoche was deeply gentle and patient, but his imposing presence inspired respect. You were loath to leave him and eager to return to him. Khenpo Pema Wangel, a Tibetan spiritual teacher and student of Khyentse Rinpoche, observed that One is naturally attracted to someone whose heart brims with compassion, even as you are in reverential awe of the fact that he has fully realized the emptiness of phenomena. He recalled an anecdote about the great hermit Patrul Rinpoche. A student once said to him, "Some people love you, while others fear you and are barely able to say a word in your presence. Why is that?" Patrul Rinpoche paused a moment before replying, "Perhaps some people love me because I practice compassion and goodness nonstop. I scare others because I believe that the ego and phenomena are empty of inherent existence." Today, I'd like us to explore where we become afraid in our practice, on the cushion and off the cushion, of the people who are around us. Like, what teachers have we been afraid of, when and why? Maybe what, if we're in a teaching role, what students maybe have we been a little afraid of, when and why? And what people out in the world have we been afraid of? And also, this is one for me that my work has required me to really explore over the past couple of years. How do I scare people? And how do I feel about that? What do I do about that? Am I okay with being scary? What does it require for me to remain what might be scary to people? It's kind of a lot, right? Because it's different orientations of where this kind of fear comes up. So I don't mind if, I mean, I guess we didn't talk about this beforehand at the recording. I'd like us to self-reflect, and those who want to share, but know that if you share, it's being recorded. And you can also drop in the chat if you would like. And first, I'd like to start with times that we have been afraid around teachers, when perhaps the fear, after considering this, the fear was actually something about them and their level of realization. Like, that was intimidating to us.
Jona, we can also pause the recording if you'd like.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, could we do a show of hand, like just actually raise your hand if you don't mind the recording continuing? Okay, so we have some people who prefer not to have it, so let's turn off the recording, Paul, if you don't mind. Fantasy footballers and some of the messages that they send directly to players, their agents, or even post online. Incredibly harsh, violent, really violent messages sent to these individuals. And I'm curious about what could like evoke such passion and violence. Yeah, maybe they have a little money on the line because it's a fantasy league or something. But I think there's more to it. I think that we are observing these individuals who are fully expressing themselves, or at least trying to. And it evokes a kind of discomfort in the people who are observing. It's that distance between where they're starting from and the person who has really done the reps, who's had the discipline to show up and get really good at something, who's been vulnerable around coaches, around teammates. And so I wonder if that's part of what causes us to be like a little afraid, because I see that in the football players. Then it becomes fear of not performing well because of the hatred that they might feel from people when they're just doing their best. And I wonder if that's kind of similar to what comes up for us in the group. We're like a little afraid of being judged internally within the group, or maybe even like somehow externally being judged about what we're developing in here that then shows up in our presence outside of this group. And sometimes maybe our way of being can just bother people in a way that doesn't make sense. So I wonder if anyone has experienced or can see a connection there or has felt, and as we explore the getting real, have you been perhaps disliked in a way that, oh, maybe it's just their distance between where they are and where I am? Or that, I don't know, whatever team, the New York Giants or somebody. Where's everybody from around here? It's a team that we like. We've got the Seahawks in the house with Paul, Patriots with John. Not sure where others are from. Um, but like that, like we're excited to be here together and to try out what we can do. Some people in here holding for us the deeper truth of what's here while we do that. And we are so grateful and thrilled to have the opportunity. We trust. There's a lot of trust here. So moving into whatever posture is comfortable for you, with eyes soft and gaze downward. We did this in an indirect way at the start of our gathering, but more formally, um, let's recall our intention for being here. May all beings be deeply well, happy, and free. That's the point of all this. We'll start with some compassionate presence to feelings because a lot has come up. So, what's here? Getting real. What do you feel? Perhaps noticing some tension, and relief. Perhaps feeling a bit exposed. And maybe a new frame for feeling exposed. Without trying to change or solve anything. Simply being with it. And being with what's here for the collective, what has been shared. In a quiet, caring way, with no agenda. allowing feelings beneath the feelings to reveal themselves in their own time. And staying with the compassionate presence to feelings practice, or if it feels natural to you, moving into receptive mode. Maybe there's a moment with a teacher or in Sangha that was brought up during our discussion that you'd like to work with. Receiving the quality of their presence, perhaps in a new way. Letting all of your feelings be here. And being with the one or ones who see this and more in you. Can you also feel the warmth that they exude? Their patience and tenderness. Their presence. Their attention. Including any limiting beliefs that come up about yourself. Allowing these feelings to also be enveloped in this warmth and love. until maybe it feels as though you could let go into a kind of coordination or cooperation with them, a kind of oneness with this kindness of energy. Every part of you loved in its very being right now. Letting go into that and allowing your heart and mind to fall totally open. And good work. As you're ready, lift the gaze and allow the atmosphere of the meditation to continue, like a kind of ease in our presence with one another. I appreciate this time with all of you. It's good to see you. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share before we end for today?
Yeah, thank you, Jona. It was really, really good. Very helpful. Thanks so much for leading today.
Thank you, John. Yeah, thank you. So before we go, let's dedicate the merit. If that's your thing. I guess if that's not your thing, that's okay, but kind of my thing. So in any way that feels genuine for you, dedicating any merit that we've generated in our time together and in our practice to all beings across space and time. Total generosity, just giving it all away. Thank you.
Thank you, Jona.
Thank you, Kelly. Good to see you. Thank you, Paul,
Thanks, Jona.
for hosting and recording. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jonna. Thanks
Jonna.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Take care, Dawn.
Thanks.
I'll be thinking about you today
Thank you.
and in the coming days. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Thanks very much. I'm the
Bye.
newbie. I'm the newbie. And I
Edith?
learned, yes.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful for your presence. I love the idea that we take and give, and with variety of practices. And like I say, I'm babbling right now, but your direction was very powerful. Thank you very much.
It's so nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Nice to meet you all.
Welcome. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.